Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number 977D. This is a bristle style door sweep, nylon bristle. The 977 is representative of the profile of this item, and the D stands for the dark bronze anodized finish. This is also available in the C finish, which is the clear anodized aluminum. Those two finishes only on this. This is obviously a substantial door sweep, quite large, going to be used in atypical applications where you have, well, lots of reasons, I suppose. I've sold this to people that have sliding doors and want to seal off the bottom of that sliding door, and their floor is quite pitched. Well, they're going to contend with some of the nylon brush being significantly compressed or curled over at a certain point, but it must have the length of the 977, and we'll go over that in a moment, to contend with where the floor is significantly pitched away from the area that they're primarily trying to seal. I've also had people in that same scenario tell me, I'm going to take scissors or shears and I'm going to cut that long bristle to contend with my unusual floor application, which I've never done personally myself, and I would be quite hesitant to undertake that. This is nylon brush. This is not, this is nylon brush. This is not going to be something easily cut, nor would it be something easily cut and look elegant when it was all said and done. I've had other people order a long sweep because they've got exceptionally large gaps under the doors. I've had people order this when they have an unusual sill condition or floor condition under the door. Imagine a receiving door in the back of a restaurant in an alley where the door is literally about 8 inches up from the alley surface. And what the client wants to do is to apply this door sweep on the outside of the door for that door that swings out and have it draw all the way down and across the face of the masonry below in an instance where you have significant deterioration of the masonry in the center of the opening that you would expect to see after decades of use. That would be an area where a longer bristle is used because it's a restaurant, therefore regular and routine inspections are done, and the inspector's looking for the intrusion of daylight. And the logic with daylight is if there's daylight, well, then there's critters that can get in. A longer sweep might mitigate a problem like that a lot less expensively than a new masonry sill would be to come up with. Anyway, where you'll use a long sweep like this, love to know, so that we can pay it forward, so to speak. There is an image down below this video that will show the overall size of this, and I think it to be about 3 3/4 or so. Let's take a look. Okay, 4 inch. Where did I go? Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay. You've got 2.5 worth of bristle alone, and then you've got about 1 3/8 inches worth of the aluminum extrusion. So you're pushing 4 inch. Okay. It's quite thick, as you can see. It's a substantial piece of material. Overall thickness is basically 5/8 of an inch. This is listed in the site in the two finishes. This is also listed in the site in lots of different lengths. Everything from 2 foot to 8 foot. Now you can order lengths longer than 8 foot. We just don't list them because the cost to ship lengths longer than 8 foot is generally prohibitive. But there are times when you have to have 9 foot or 10 foot or 16. Well, 16 would not work. I think about 14 will be the longest. You have an overhead door application where you might use these, or actually more appropriately, epically wide hangar doors on an airport. You're not really going to get away with stitching together two 7-foot pieces to come up with that 4-foot piece or that 14-foot length. So if you have need for a longer length, reach out to us and we'll help you. We'll take that order. We'll price that freight up for you. It has to go common carrier because it's too long generally over 8-foot length. Now, if you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material out back to. And the reason is you not only have aluminum to cut through, but what you may not readily observe is that the holder that's here, and I've tried to tug that out a little bit, and I see that it's not cooperating, and that's normal that it doesn't move. But there's a steel band that's in there that is crimped. That is the retainer for all the bristle. So they'll take all of that bristle and lay it across and then crimp that steel to fold it all over. You're not going to want to run that through your miter box saw with an 80-tooth 10-inch carbide blade in it. So keep in mind that you're contending with aluminum to cut and steel to cut. And in the instance where it's not going to be so easy to pull that out because they've snipped the steel and then pushed it in, you'll just have to try to pull it out. Might be better to order it a custom length. However, you could also, I suppose, instruct us at the time of order to ship the bristle holder section separate from the aluminum holder, because you do want to cut it separately and don't have to pull it out. We can certainly accommodate that request. The request for the longer length or a custom length, order the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field the length that you'd like for us to supply the material at, and we'll be happy to do so, because that will allow you to, let's say if you, this is a 4-foot piece, by the way, let's say you had to take this 4-foot piece and cut it down to 3'8", 44 inch. You're going to eliminate that slotted hole that's there. The next one's all the way over here. And speaking of that slotted hole, screws are included in a complementary finish. Then you're for sure going to deal with the aluminum and the steel and drilling a hole. Drilling a slotted hole is naturally not easy. And you want that slotted hole there from the factory, especially with something long like this, to contend for a sill that's not level, or a door that's not exactly plumb, or a drill bit hole when you pre-drill the holes that maybe that drill bit has walked a little bit before it pierced into the wood, steel, aluminum, fiberglass, bronze, stainless, whatever you're putting this on. Certainly if you've not used a center punch. So there's advantages to ordering the length that you need. Next longest piece or pieces, indicate in the comment field the length, and that's how we'll supply it. Now, why is bristle something that is favored by people? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it seals very well, and it does so in a very long-lasting ability to contour itself over an irregular floor surface. Here's what I mean. Imagine my fingers are the irregular floor surface. You can see how well bristle really contours itself over the irregular floor surface. Neoprene can't do that. Vinyl, silicone, they're not going to do that. You can get away with sealing this irregular surface. Restaurant, very pitted surface down that you're trying to seal. You know, you'd have to put that neoprene sweep down so tight that you're going to have to really exert energy just to pull the door closed. And if you have a door closer, it's not going to work. So bristle is really great in that regard. Very good temperature range, long lasting, will fatigue with time like anything else, but irregular floor surfaces would be where I would consider the single greatest reason why you would consider bristle over other material. There's a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure where you can pull up not only all of the Reese products related to this, but you'll see the different lengths. What I should say is the different lengths of bristle available, and then some angle material as well that you would certainly use in an overhead type application, and then also a 90-degree application as well. The angle material is very good when you're considering an installation for overhead doors. You're going to want an angled approach to the face of the doors. That would be very elegant, and quite frankly, you can do that at all 4 sides of an overhead door. But then on the primary page of that catalog is where you're going to see the different lengths of bristle. You know, and the 977 is certainly among the longer of those, but they do come longer. I've had orders from elephant enclosures at a zoo, and they need really long bristle to close off those sliding doors. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Reese products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Okay? I'm partial to Reese for a number of reasons, and I seek ways to improve my relationship with them in terms of dollar volume, etc. Here's why. There's a confluence of exceptional quality, exceptional customer service, industry-leading shipping lead times, the ability to produce the proverbial rabbit from hat sort of situation that unfortunately comes up far too often in the construction industry. And finally, certainly where I always look to use Reese is in those installations where I want the quality of the weather stripping to look as good as the quality of the hardware. $10,000 pair of doors with electrified panic devices, where the client has said, I understand it's expensive, I want the best, and go for it. Give me what's going to work all day long, every day, no problems, no worries. I go with Reese because this material, especially the dark bronze anodized finish from Reese, is the most elegant dark bronze finish on weather stripping that I've seen. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's for that reason that I will tip orders that way as well, because it's the total package. If you have any questions on the Reese 977D bristle style door sweep or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.